Tidbits from TNT, Tuesday morning the 10th of December 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash, UN mission. Iraq has proven to the world that it is capable of overcoming challenges and building the future. The United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq, UNAMI, confirmed today, Monday, that Iraq has proven to the world that it is capable of overcoming challenges and creating the future. The mission stated in a statement issued on the occasion of Victory Day in Iraq, and received by the Iraqi news agency, INA, on December 10. Iraq celebrates Victory Day, in commemoration of the liberation of its lands from the control of the terrorist organization ISIS. This day represents an important national milestone in which the country recalls the great sacrifices made by the Iraqis to restore their land and establish security and stability throughout the homeland. It added, Victory Day, in addition to being an occasion for heartfelt congratulations, comes to emphasize the need to preserve the gains achieved thanks to the efforts of everyone here in Iraq in addition to their partners from around the world. It also represents a call for everyone to strengthen national unity and joint action for a strong Iraq capable of facing challenges and free from the tensions and conflicts that plague the region. She continued, on this occasion, we also appreciate the achievements made since the field victory over terrorism, and we call for continued work to rid Iraq not only of the remnants of ISIS, but also of all forms of extremism and fanaticism. We look forward to an Iraq in which everyone enjoys security, peace, respect for human rights, and the rule of law, and to turning the pages of the painful past forever by promoting national reconciliation in a way that ensures the preservation of gains. Focusing on what unites the world and unifies the ranks, and avoiding areas of division and division, including controversial topics that do not contribute to strengthening the unity of the fabric of society and the cohesion of its components. She indicated that, our great hope is that the joy of victory will be complete with the return of all those forcibly displaced due to this conflict to their homes with dignity and safety. And when all Iraqi citizens are returned from Al-Hol camp in northeastern Syria and integrated into society. In this context, we appreciate the great efforts made by the Iraqi government, with the support of the UNAMI mission and the team of United Nations organizations working in Iraq, in these files in particular, she added. Noting that, the United Nations renews on this occasion its full support for Iraq, government and people, in restoring sovereignty and full control over its territories and achieving stability and sustainable development. The mission concluded its statement by saying, Iraq has proven to the world that it is capable, with the solidarity of its people, of overcoming challenges and creating a brighter and more prosperous future for all its citizens. Tishwash. Iraq signs MOUs with 15 Greek companies to invest in various sectors. The Ministry of Trade explained, on Monday, the importance of resuming the meetings of the Iraqi-Greek Joint Committee. While the Federation of Iraqi Chambers of Commerce indicated the signing of memoranda of understanding with 15 Greek companies to invest in various sectors. The Administrative Undersecretary of the Ministry, Sattar al-Jabari, said in a speech during the Iraqi-Greek Business Forum, which was attended by the correspondent of the Iraqi news agency, INA. The participation of the Greek delegation, which includes representatives from the government sector and an elite of businessmen and investors in this important forum, constitutes a valuable opportunity to enhance economic and trade relations between the two countries and consolidate the bonds of joint dealing. He added that, this important forum, held under the auspices of the Iraqi Ministry of Trade and with direct support from the Minister of Trade, aims to support and develop trade and economic relations with friendly countries, including the Republic of Greece, praising the pioneering role played by the Federation of Iraqi Chambers of Commerce, headed by Abdul Razak al-Zuhairi, in building international cooperation and creating a supportive environment for businessmen. He pointed out, the efforts made by the Ministry of Trade, represented by its various institutions and the Director General of Economic Relations, to activate the joint economic and trade committees with brotherly and friendly countries. He stressed the importance of resuming the meetings of the Iraqi-Greek Joint Committee, which have not been held since 2000, as a necessary step to develop cooperation in various economic and trade fields in a way that achieves the common interests of the two countries. He called on the Greek delegation to participate actively in the next course of Baghdad International Fair, which is a unique platform for showcasing investment and trade opportunities and enhancing communication between Iraqi and Greek businessmen. For his part, the head of the Federation of Iraqi Chambers of Commerce, Abdul Razak al-Zuhairi, confirmed during the conference, "We signed many memoranda of understanding with countries around the world, including 15 major Greek companies to work in various sectors including construction, building, health and agriculture," indicating that this forum is positive and reflects a good image of Iraq to the world, that it is healthy and does not resemble yesterday. He continued, "The purpose of the conferences or meetings is to create continuous work with our Greek partners to invest and work inside Iraq." Expressing his thanks to the government with its legislative and executive authorities for supporting the Federation of Chambers of Commerce, which represents the largest segment. Tishwash. Will the local market be affected by the events in Syria? A detailed Iraqi view of the scene. The economic expert, Abdul Rahman al-Mashadani, presented a detailed vision of the possibility of the local market being affected by the events in Syria after the fall of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Al-Mashadani ruled out via Al-Farad News, the Iraqi market was greatly affected by the events in Syria because trade with Syria was greatly reduced after the sanctions imposed by America on banks. Noting that there are alternatives to Syrian products, as imports from them were mainly fruits and vegetables. He expected that there will be a positive impact on the dollar and that the value of the Iraqi dinar will improve in the coming period. And if the American sanctions on Syria are eased, it will have a positive impact, considering that it was one of the links in the sanctions. Al-Mashadani explained that the American position towards the events in Syria is positive and there is clear support, as evidenced by the fact that the American side is thinking of removing the names of terrorist organizations from the so-called front that entered Damascus, which will lead to flexibility in commercial dealings. He stressed that the situation in general needs time for things to stabilize and for the borders to reopen. The dollar exchange rate against the dinar decreased on Monday afternoon in Baghdad markets, coinciding with the closing of the stock exchange. The dollar exchange rate reached 150,700 dinars for $100 at the close of the Al-Kifa and Al-Harithia stock exchanges, while this morning it recorded 151,000 dinars for $100. The selling price in exchange shops in the local markets in Baghdad was 151,750 dinars for $100, while the purchase price was 149,750 dinars for $100. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.